to be on a platform with Jeunesse, and I just want to say a huge thank you to Wendy and Randy. What a great company you've created. I don't know if you're here. Also, the executive staff at Jeunesse. I mean, the transition that they've made it so easy for our team, from Darren to Kyle to Lucy to Dean to Debbie to Jerry. I mean, there's everybody that works with them has just been amazing, and they've helped us a great deal. And I'm the most fortunate person in here because I have such a warm and generous team to work with, and I just love them to death and can't say enough about them, and they've worked really hard. And so thank you, thank you, thank you. So anyway, I'm going to be talking, they got prospecting. I'm going to actually be talking, in my mind, about the recruiting part of it. I have a problem sometimes with the word prospecting. I always felt if I was a prospect, it was like I was a victim or something. People were hunting me down. And so I usually, I'm really looking for partners and making, looking for, contacts that might be interested in a business opportunity or in a solution. And I've lived this topic. You could wake me up at 3 o'clock in the morning and I could talk about this for hours. And what I'm going to try to do is condense what my experiences or the knowledge that I have accumulated over all my career in this industry, and try to give it to you as much as I can in kind of bullet points, because it's a topic I could spend all day talking about, just this particular topic. I will say this, that during my career, I spent a great deal of time in frustration and trying to analyze what it was that created success, or what it was that the biggest money earners, what the skill set was that they had to create that kind of income. And I came to the conclusion that they really learned two things really well. And so if you want to make the big money and you learn these two things, it's almost guaranteed. And one of them is recruiting, and the other one is promoting. And I have to tell you, some of the top earners in this industry, that's the thing they're really good at. They're good at recruiting, particularly the invitation part, and promoting. And some of them are not good at training. Some of them are not good at even the presentation. But at the end of the day, they have tools to do that with. But they are so amazingly good at recruiting. And when I first got involved in network marketing, I got involved with Amway. And I don't know if anybody's ever been involved in Amway. I was involved in the early days. I tell people I was, ever heard, I don't know, does anybody know that song by Barbara Mandrell, I was country when country wasn't cool? Well, I was network marketing when it wasn't cool. And, but it was a good experience because I was able to put on a hard alligator skin, because you had to survive there. But I learned from some of the best people, some of the original founders of Amway. A lot of people don't know there were 11. There weren't just 2. And 9 of the 11 were in the distributor base. And they ran the distributor arm, and then the other 2, Rich and Jay, ran the manufacturing arm. And I have to tell you, it was quite an honor to learn from these people, and but always a lot of work, I will say that. But one of the things that I learned in the recruiting end of it was during the invitation. I used to take people everywhere I went. I knew one thing, and that was how to be a good student. And so I had a full-time job. I was teaching at a university in Ohio, and what I did is I also wanted to thank Teresa. Teresa, I'm sorry. I meant to thank Teresa. I just thought about that. And I want to thank Jason for all the help and communication in the past, and he's been a good friend. I just want to say, when she said 38 years, it just dawned on me. I've known Teresa for 30 of those. So we go way back through the struggling times of this industry. But Anyway, what I did is I followed everybody I knew that was successful. And I tape them and I take notes and then I transcribe the tape. And so if you really want to learn this and be a good student, you are going to write down everything, tape everything, transcribe it, become a student of the business. And if you become a student of the invite, you will make an absolute fortune. So I used to take scripts. I had 1 million scripts. I have binders and tapes of them because I wanted to be good at this business because I knew it was my way to have unlimited freedom. And you know, we talk about the kind of income you could make here, but what people really get in this business that gets overlooked is freedom. And there is no price tag on that. So what I want to share with you is 12 points. So I'm going to try to scoot through this as quick as I can. The first one, I have a clicker, or do you guys do it? Do I tell you to do it? Hello? Anybody back there? Yeah, okay. There must be something. Do I step on something? Huh? You don't have any slides? Oh, man. Okay, they don't have my slides. Oh, no. Okay, I'm going to tell you what they are, okay? So just now you're going to really have to write. Okay. The first one, there's only 2 ways to make money here. You show the product and you show the business. That's it. If you can't do it, then you're in the wrong business. And you need to avoid it every single day. You need to show the business and show the product. And I coined a phrase a long time ago, is success is in the show. Success is in the show. I didn't say it's in the sign. I didn't say it was in the cell. Success is in the show. Because has anybody ever signed up people that did nothing? Has anybody ever signed up people that bought product and did nothing? Go figure. It's like Jim Rohn says, it's one of those mysteries of life. All right. Second thing, only 50% of the population are available to you. Only 50%. I remember a long time ago, I was a speaker at a mastermind event, Millionaire Mastermind, and I heard Mark Yarnell say that only 50% were available. And he's right. Only 50% are hardwired to be entrepreneurs. And so, you know, I want you to choose wisely. And the reason I want to is because you need to, why I want you to is because you need to know that you're guaranteed 50% no's. So I don't know what your threshold is. I don't know what your tolerance is for no's because you all have it. There will be a point where you get so many no's you'll quit. Or you'll get so many no's you'll quit, you'll give up. So you have to gauge what your threshold is, and then you have to be selective. Okay, number 3, qualifying is critical. Qualifying people is critical. I had a distributor say to me, they were doing some social media, and they said, well, I saw that this friend of mine was looking for a job, or they needed a job, so I asked them if they'd look at my opportunity. Okay, there was a problem with that, and they said no. But you know, here's the key here. That person wasn't qualified. They didn't qualify. Like, what kind of a job are you looking for? Because there are some people that need a paycheck. There are some people that need the security of a job. They wouldn't become an entrepreneur. They wouldn't want to own their business for anything. And so that you waste one of your no's on somebody that was guaranteed to know if you had done a fact-finding mission. Does that make sense? So it doesn't mean you give up on referrals. It just means be selective. And I have to tell you, I don't care if they have a pulse. I don't care if they fog a mirror. I don't care if they're within 3 feet. I still qualify because I don't have time to just pound a bunch of no's on myself. I don't have time to pile them up. You know, I try to be a professional at this. I know you need people, but you don't need any particular person. And that was a lesson I learned. You know, you don't need any particular person. The other thing I learned is learn from the person who is where you want to be. So you look at the people who are where you want to be and you follow them like a puppy dog. You tape everything, you listen to their trainings. When I did that in the beginning, I used to have a tape recorder, it's an extension of my hand, and I'd put it up, and if they ever had a conversation, they might have had a conversation on where to go to dinner. I didn't care. But somewhere in there, I believe one sentence, one line can change your life, can change your business. So when people come to a meeting like this and they walk out and they say, I didn't get anything, I say, well, what'd you bring to put it in? You know, you need to be taking notes and you need to be learning, because there's going to be one thing that's going to change your life here. And you know, there's going to be one thing that's going to change your people's life. That's why I used to have a dent in my forehead from coming to events like this, because I would pound my head on the seat in front of me because I kept thinking, if so-and-so had only been here, if I had only insisted they come, and they would have heard this, it would have changed everything for them. So I also coined a phrase called fact-finding mission. I send my people, I tell them, you need to go on a fact-finding mission. Ask questions. You've heard of FORM, F-O-R-M. At least do the family, occupation, recreation. Go on a fact-finding mission if you're going to recruit. Ask them questions. Say, I bet you love your job, and they'll tell you what they hate about it. Don't ever say, I bet you hate it, because they'll tell you what they love. All right? So you say, you're really good at this. You have such great people skills. Have you ever thought of doing something else that would, you know, utilize those skills? You know, something like that. I mean, ask them what they want out of life. Try to find anything that they want that you can file away in your head so that you can so you can invite them to see the business. I always separate the invitation from the presentation. I never do them together, very rarely, unless I'm stuck on a plane for a number of hours. But I try to keep it separate because it upgrades the presentation, what I'm doing. I'm always on a solution. Everything is solution oriented. So I've had people where I have sent them out and I said, okay, you're on a fact-finding mission today. I want you to talk to as many people as you can, and don't you dare tell them about Jeunesse. You can't tell them about the opportunity. I don't care if they say, I want to get involved in network marketing. I don't care if they say, I want to get involved in network marketing, and I hope it's some company that has stem cell technology. You can't tell them. And I say, even if they say, I want a company in Orlando, you can't tell them. And you know what happens when they do that? They listen instead of, because most of the time they're thinking about what they want to say next. You with me? So, you know, this way they can only listen because they cannot share the opportunity. They have to come back to that person at a later time if they determine they didn't do much, and I was 15 months into it, I was very, very discouraged. Number 7, recruiting is not the end game. I can't tell you how many direct salespeople get in this, and their end game is closing the deal. So they close it, and they want to go out and celebrate. And I'm going to tell you that's when it starts. So remember, it's the beginning. Number 8, other people's opinions are irrelevant. Other people's opinions are irrelevant. I want you to know other people are out there to sabotage you. So you might as well know it from me. All right? They're out there to sabotage you. And some of them will do it subtly. Oh, you got to work again tonight. Oh, we've been friends for years. When are we going to go out to eat? Can't you go shopping tonight? It's subtle, but it's real. And you got to be aware of it. The thing, too, is people that aren't as subtle. You know, the ones that say, you're doing that thing. Don't you want to punch those people? Yeah. You know, I want to say, you know, you're a hairdresser, you're doing that, you're doing what? Ugh. Mediocrity, plain and simple. Because when you're in mediocrity, they're comfortable. Because if you move ahead, you know, somehow they're going to feel that maybe they didn't do what they needed to do to get out of their rut. So they're not going to be in the neighborhood cheering you on. They want you to stay right where you're at. And once you get that, your business is going to change dramatically. Number 9, fall in love with the process, not the results. And I tell this to my team all the time, stay emotionally detached from the answer. Stay emotionally detached from the answer. I'm going to tell you, otherwise you're not going to last in this business, because you're going to go with every yes and down with every no. And then up with every person that you recruit, and down with everyone that doesn't do anything once they're in. You're going to be a yo-yo. I was exactly like that. I was a yo-yo. Finally, you know, I had such a fear of recruiting that I eventually decided, okay, I would make success just picking up the phone. It didn't matter what anybody said. I picked up the phone, I was successful, job done. And so I had to transition that. Number 10, I'm trying to go through this as quick as I can. The way you invite is their first training. This is really important. The way you invite is their first training. And keep in mind, you know, if you're pushy, if you're annoying, if you pressure people, you know, when I go to down there, I feel like I'm in the gauntlet, because all these tables are trying to reach out and grab my attention. And but there's people who approach like that, you know, and they might be interested in your business, but they don't want to do what you do because what you did was uncomfortable to them. Okay, number 11, your biggest success will come after your biggest disappointment. And I have to tell you, I'm one of these people that could turn a disappointment, a 3-second disappointment, into 3 days. I mean, somebody say no, and then I wouldn't pick up the phone for 3 days. And I got to tell you, I learned to make it a 3-second disappointment, pick up the phone and call somebody new. And I have to tell you, when I get a disappointment like that, it's amazing how many good things have come from that. Number 12. Okay, I'm glad I brought these up since I don't have my slides. Preparation is 80% of recruiting. And by preparation, I mean you got to get the story right in your head. And it has to be a big vision. Because if you have a small vision, you'll tell a teeny-weeny story. Period. Okay? Get the story big. Get it right. This is the easiest story in the world. I mean, this is a huge story. But then you have to work on your own belief and confidence. You know, 80% is preparation. So, your belief and your confidence, it'll ooze out of you. And if you don't have it, the vibration, people pick it up. It's like you just ate garlic or something. All right? They pick it up. So you have to work on your belief and your confidence yourself. And then, you know, posture is kind of confidence on the outside. And I'm going to tell you, a lot of times you don't have it in the beginning. I didn't have it in the beginning. I pretended I was to the Chase Bank. So I figured, how would they dress? How would they walk? How would they talk? How would they shake hands? And I acted like that. It was really hard, but I could have won an Academy Award. But eventually, I became that person, and it made all the difference. And, you know, I just want to leave you with the fact you need to become a student of the invitation. You learn it, you practice. You learn it, you practice. You learn it, you practice. And you're willing to make mistakes, because that's what it's all about. It's like learned activity, learn knowledge, activity knowledge. You just, back and forth and back and forth. I used to practice scripts, and in Amway we had, when they said selling, you said, they said, is this selling? You said, do you like selling? And they say, yes. Oh, you'll love this. If they said no, oh, you'll love this. Okay? And then if they said, is this Amway? We always said, well, what's Amway? There's some kind of door-to-door soap business. I say, oh, that's not what I'm talking about. Okay? That's what we were supposed to say. And I can remember talking to one person one time, and they said, is this selling? And I says, why do you like Amway? And I thought, I screwed it up big time. And I could think, that is so ingrained in my brain, because I had to walk away. I was so embarrassed. I was befuddled, So get a workout partner and practice, because you can do this thing. And I want to leave you with this. You need to understand the concept of resistance. There's a book called The War of Art. I know you think I have it backwards, but it's The War of Art. And they talk about resistance in that book. And that with every great idea will come resistance. You'll get excited, and then you'll start, having a little bit of resistance. Resistance is disguised as fear, doubt, and procrastination. So you have to understand. I used to think, well, when I felt that, and the more you want it, the bigger the resistance. And I used to think to myself, there must be something wrong. Why am I feeling this way? Now I know it's normal. You're supposed to feel that way. And you have to overcome it. And you have to identify it when you're procrastinating or when you have doubt. And I'm going to tell you, the more something means to you, the more resistance you'll have. And you'll start questioning, what's wrong with me? Or what am I doing wrong? And now that you know what it is, don't let it sidetrack you. I just want to say that, when I got involved in that first 15 months, my first 15 months of this industry was pretty trying for me, because I had those 6 people who wouldn't do anything. I sponsored some more, they weren't doing anything. And I was about ready to quit. And I want you to understand something, that when I was ready to quit, I had a mentor that said to me, Paula, if your group doesn't excite you, you got the wrong group. Could you use that? If your group excites you, you got the wrong group. And it kind of made me angry, actually, because I thought I spent 15 months getting this group and it's the wrong group. And I thought, how will I know when it's the right group? Okay? And then I thought, excite me. And I thought, gosh, my group, what do you mean excite me? My group doesn't excite me. I excite them. And then it lasts about 30 minutes. So do any of you have groups like that? And but that statement changed my life, because I eventually sponsored. So I decided not to quit, because I couldn't stand being a quitter. And I can remember on some people that excited me, and the first couple that excited me, because they would call me all the time. They were sponsoring people. They wanted me on this, calling that. And at the end of the day, I thought, this is what I'm looking for. I finally found one that excited me. And then I got it. I knew that's what I was looking for from that time on. So if you haven't got people in your business excite you, you need to push on. You need to understand you're in control. And you understand that there is no reason you can't succeed here, because everything you know, everything you need is within you. Thank you very much.